We are live. Testing, testing, doing the countdown right now. What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another Best Bet show where we go through the NFL slate. It is a beautiful NFL Sunday. A lot of important games, a lot of good, I don't want to say good games. There's a lot of big spreads, but I think a lot of value to be made. Watch out for the injury reports. Great spot to attack some certain props, but nonetheless, a big week. We're in week 14 already. That is absolutely insane. Only a few more weeks left before the playoffs. So huge games across a lot of divisions. We know what divisions are basically over, and that's the AFC East, the AFC West. And I guess that's it for the AFC with the Colts somewhat clinging on to maybe a Texans collapse. Eagles, I think, are well going to go over that with the win today. 11-2 is going to be tough for the Commanders to come back and get. The NFC West is open. NFC North is surprisingly open, even with the Lions at 12-1. But if they don't look back, the division is theirs. The NFC South, the Bucks and the Falcons are close as ever. Vibes are at all-time high. Absolutely. Kamara and Evans, 2 TDs. I kind of like that. I don't know what the odds are going to be, but with either way, let's just go through. I mean, let's talk DraftKings Pick 6 first, right? We're going to go over with our sponsor at DraftKings Pick 6. Let's do window. Here we go. Move this over here. And we'll go DraftKings Pick 6, share. Okay. New customers play $5, get $50 in Pick 6 credits instantly. If DraftKings Sportsbook is not legal in your state, DraftKings Pick 6 is a beautiful, beautiful alternative. A ton of stuff, a lot of fixed stuff. So if you see juice props on the board, definitely look to take these. If you see some plus money, look to maybe an under. Always make sure you look at those things going forward. We can even see interceptions thrown, a lot of good kicking point props, a lot of good passing attempts. A lot of the yards props are going to be a couple yards off as naturally they are, but a lot of good stuff nonetheless. Again, place $5 in your first picks, earn $50 in Pick 6 credits instantly. And let's just go through the slate. I mean, you want to talk about the first game on the list, Jets versus the Dolphins. Now, Breece Hall is out for the week. They're not saying they're shutting down Breece Hall for the season, but Breece Hall is out for this game. Dolphins are really the only team with a fighting chance to somewhat make the division interesting, but we all know it's not there. The Bills are going to run away with it. And the AFC is too loaded for the Dolphins to make the playoffs, in my opinion. I think they're done. Mathematically, I think they're technically still in, but you know what the drill is there. Braylon Allen will get the start for Breece Hall. Everyone's probably going to be pumping his stuff. It is what it is. It's what's going to happen. I want to look for a lotto here, so I'm going to switch over to FanDuel Sportsbook for the ones that have legal sports betting, and we can start with that game. Again, it is a weird game, 6.5 point spread for the Dolphins. Now, if you told me before the season that this was going to be the spread, I'd say you're crazy, but the Jets are terrible. The Jets are absolutely horrendous. That being said, an interesting prop is Tua under 1.5 passing touchdowns. And I say that because this is the starting game log versus the Jets this season. This is a dangerous play, obviously, with A-Chain being involved in the receiving game, having Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, and the resurgence of Jonnu Smith. I get it. It's a scary bet. But you look at what quarterbacks have done, and only 2 quarterbacks have had 2+ passing touchdowns, and that was Josh Allen and Russell Wilson. CJ Stroud, nothing. Kyler Murray, 1. Richardson, 1. Geno Smith, 1. Sam Darnold, 0. And he's been money to over 1.5 passing touchdowns. I haven't really played a ton of studs, I will say, though. So I'm probably going to stay off of it as an official play. But there's a decent looking under at -104 in that regard. I'm not playing this game. Anything else? I'm not touching Dolphins props. and I'm not touching Jets props. I think that those two teams for me had not been able to get a hold of. I think we attacked Jonnu Smith correctly, but I don't want to attack them now. It is a gross game. Tons of random guys can go off there. I like teams that I have more control of, that I think I know where things are going to go. I'm avoiding that game as a whole. But we could talk Buccaneers at the Raiders. Now, this is a must-win game for Tampa Bay. You can't drop games to the Raiders when you're 6-6 tied with the Falcons for the division. Falcons have an emotional game, a tough matchup where they're underdogs versus the Vikings. So with the win here, the Bucs would take sole possession of first place in the NFC. What division? South? Yeah, the NFC South. So they're not going to take this lightly. And honestly, they're looking great when they have a good wide receiver. With Mike Evans back, their red zone offense is outstanding. Their running back room is amazing. Bucky Irving, Rashad White has just been dominating. And Sean Tucker has been good too. So a lot of things that they can do running the ball. I'm looking at receiving props to see if there's a line for Abdullah or Madison. I know that one of them is questionable, so we probably won't get updated odds for props here. But if Madison is out, is not likely to play. If we get an Abdullah receiving yards prop, I'm going to be all over that. We look at the Bucs, is a rinse and repeat prop for running back receiving yards versus the Bucs. There they are, top of the list. We've cashed time and time again. We cashed Tyrone Tracy 2 weeks ago, I believe. I think we cashed. I don't remember who we cashed more recently, but it's been a a cash cow for us. We did not get Hubbard. That's what we missed last week when they didn't even throw to him once. Oh, Jonathan Brooks, though, went over. That's what was frustrating. Jonathan Brooks went over. Backup running back takes all the looks and goes over the line. So they've allowed a running back to go over in almost every damn game. We cashed Tracy. I think this was McCaffrey, and we didn't play it. He definitely went over 6 for 68. They just leak receiving yards to running backs. I think we played P. Ryan here. Yeah, 4 for 25. And Kareem Hunt, I think his line was 12.5. He almost went over his backup line. But if they do drop an Abdullah line, maybe another book has. I could check this right here. I do think Bucky Irving is a good touchdown bet. I do think Mike Evans is a good touchdown bet. And you can get almost plus money for Bucky Irving on underdog. I'd play that a lot. If we're being honest, I'd play that a lot. I'm looking at what Abdullah's line is. If I could get a receptions line. Okay, so he's at 16.5. This may be a play for me. I was waiting for this for like 2 days. Abdullah's going to get a ton of looks. Player receptions. So he does not have a receptions line. We can look at fingers. I got a fat finger. Thank you for the autocorrect there. As of late, I mean, 3 catches, 14, 3 catches, 16, 5 for 37, 2 for 14. He's money, man. I mean, I would like a receptions prop at 2.5, most likely. I think that's what I think it's what they're going to give us. If he has a 16.5 receiving yards line, I'm going to assume his receptions are 2.5. I think that might be a better play. Just going across what we're going to do here. I want to see if I can find it. Maybe an old tweet I've had. Let me see. I think I did it on. I don't think I could search yourself actually on the computer. That's annoying. Either way, that is a great spot. I'm gonna put that down on my leans here. Okay, this is what I have too. Abdullah. This is my card right now. It's an ugly card. I get it. It's not pretty. You're not looking at and go, "Ooh, these look nice off the bat." They're definitely deeper dives. I like the longest receptions prop this week. Those were what kind of hit to me. I didn't like a lot of quarterback props in regards to pass attempts, passing yards, etc. I do like the Pacheco rush attempts line. I think they run the ball a lot more. I know the Chargers, as of the season, the Chargers are used to running the clock out. J.K. Dobbins was amazing for them. Harbaugh instilled a very good run-heavy first offense, especially while Herbert was dealing with that foot thing for a while. He probably still is, but clearly he's over it, rushing for a lot of yards, and being pretty mobile. I don't think it's like a lingering injury anymore, really, per se. But they've been really good at dominating clock and time of possession. But I think without J.K. Dobbins, that's going to be a lot tougher. And the Chiefs barely ran the ball last week. We saw in the Black Friday game. um, He's also had like 9 days to recover after playing that first game because it was the Black Friday game, but they didn't run the ball at all a lot. So that's what made Pacheco only rush 7 times. I think he rushes 10 times last week if they had the normal rush attempts. And if that's the case, I think this line is 13.5. So for me, the books are basing it off 7 attempts. The snap share, I get it. Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt is at 8.5 rush attempts. I think that's a little high. But if they get to their normal rush attempts, that could be a spot too. But I think Pacheco's the lead back. They're going to run him with momentum. Great spot. I love that line for him. Kirk Cousins, you can look on Twitter about that write-up. I'll stop talking about it. But we're definitely going to post a reverse correlation play. And for those of you who don't know what that is, that's someone's over yards and under receptions. So in the Dub Club, we almost hit, not almost, Jameson and Christian Watson. I think Jameson had one more catch. I think Watson might have had one more catch as well, but maybe we did almost catch it. But you look at guys like, who's an obvious guy? MVS, Marquez Valdez-Scantling. You look at his and you see his receiving yards, you see his receptions. Plus 492, because what you're banking on here is a big catch for like 20, 30 yards, goes over his yards prop and under his receptions. And that's why the odds are plus 492, right? If you do over receptions, even at plus money, right, you think the odds would be better, but no, they're correlated, right? They're correlated. So if he has 3 catches, they're assuming he's going to go over 35.5 yards, which makes sense. The reason it's called a reverse correlation is because they're negatively correlated. I guess negative correlation is probably the correct term. But because of the difference, they're saying if he has under 2.5 receptions, obviously much harder to get 36 yards. But you target this in big play receivers. You can also do the other end. You can do like a Kamara 5.5 receptions and Kamara under 37.5 receiving yards. Now, this is going to be hard too because he's going to have 6 catches and still go under. But if you like guys that are like slot targets, short yardage receivers, you can do that way. That's called reverse correlation as well. Obviously, reversely correlated, whatever the correct term is. But I love MVS. I like this a lot. And if you get 2 of them, again, one of them is plus 500-ish usually. I want to see if DK Metcalf's lines are out yet. I know they're like being annoying. Here we go. Oh, no, I don't think they have the receptions up. I don't know why they have the receptions up, but it's usually going to be like plus 3,000. I don't know why they're not up in that game. I'm trying to think of another guy that I like. I do like Will Dissly. He's probably going to have a different. His isn't going to be up either because of the Lad McConkey information. Injuries are going to hinder this on the stream. But when they do come, another guy to look at, I guess, is Darnell Mooney's a usual suspect. Receiving yards, 53.5. Total receptions under, probably 4.5 is what I'd hope. Yeah. And then boom, plus 33.96. This is like a very solid look in my opinion. I may post this. I may not. I may sneak DK Metcalf in there. I'm really not sure. But doing 2 of those makes a very nice lotto. And that's one thing I've been dabbling in. I know FanDuel's giving great odds. DK kind of sucks with those odds. And actually, what I could do, I could show you. I guess that's something better to do for right now. I could show you how good the odds are. Then get out the stream, my man. These are, if you're saying a plus 3,000 is going to chalk, I don't know what to tell you. They're long shots for a reason, and they're fun bets. And you get terrific odds on it. Not that game. Let's go to MVS. I'll just tell you why the odds are better. I'm just going to show you right now. Over 35.5 total receptions, under 2.5. If we go to DraftKings, right? And we go to NFL and you do the same bet over here, I bet you it's way worse. Let's see, receiving yards. Oh my, did they change their layout? This sucks. Mooney, and you go to receptions and you go to Mooney. You can't parlay this? Did they change their... Do I have to go into the tab now? Let me see. Darnell Mooney under. Darnell Mooney over. Okay, thank you. And then they go to... That's really annoying how they changed. You have to go into the SGP format now. Other one is this one right here, MVS. Marquez Valdez Scaling. No. Under. Okay, it's actually better than I imagined. Usually it's a big difference. Still better odds on FanDuel, but DK actually got kind of close with this. It is one more yard, but these are what you kind of want to do. These are great spots to make a ton of money. Any Bears, anytime TD. Like, I like Keenan Allen. I like Keenan Allen a ton. You look at what they've been doing, and if you're going to bet on any Bears player, it's going to be Keenan Allen. And he's still priced like he's not good. Plus 210. He's been a red zone target for really has 3 touchdowns in the last 2 games. He's just been in a great spot. He's been just chilling in the end zone. And they're going to be throwing. I think the Niners still win this game. I think the spread's a little closer than I'd like. I think Isaac Guarendo's in a great spot. I like Juwan Jennings. Him at plus 220 is also a good spot for me for that price. He's kind of been coming into his own this year. He's great in the red zone. He's great in man-to-man coverage. But honestly, I'm trying to think of a lotto that we can do. I like DK's yards. I like Abdullah. I don't know why FanDuel won't have a lineup on it. I like Mike Evans too. If you want to do like a sneaky touchdown prop and you want to go towards like Mike Evans at plus money, he gets red zone targets like it's his job. I think they score 3+ touchdowns. That's what you want to target as well. And then you get plus money on a red zone target with a team you know is going to score 3+ targets. You have to take that almost every time. Browns game. I'd take George Pickens. I think they stuffed the run. I think George Pickens has been outstanding. I think with Russell Wilson taking over, they've really had a good connection. Jerry Jeudy at plus 200 too has been really coming to his own, and Jameis loves to sling it. So I'd say either both of those guys. I'd probably avoid the running backs in that regard. They're finally playing each other not in that snow game too, which is good. You can't take Saquon's minus 280. That's just ridiculous. I probably wouldn't even touch anyone in that game for that reason alone. I'm trying to look over here. I wouldn't touch a Dolphins player. We talked about the passing touchdowns versus the Jets. I think A-Chain's in a great spot at minus 150. Don't bet it straight, but if you want to add it to your parlays, that's a really good spot. Everyone's going to be on Kamara for good reason. I think he scores. If not Kamara, I wouldn't even touch anything else. It's going to be an ugly game. Absolutely ugly game from both sides. And I'm a Giants fan. So it's just ugly. It is what it is. And Bears 49ers, I do like Keenan Allen a ton. If you want to talk odds, I think that's the only person I really go in that game. I do like Jennings too from that point of view. And then James Cook as well. Just an absolute, like this right here is probably what I would take, honestly, in a long shot touchdown parlay at plus 2,000. I know 2 of those really aren't long shots. I guess 3 of them really aren't, but this Keenan Allen really boosts those odds. 66 cents. Do that one right there. That's the parlay. Evans, A-Chain, Keenan Allen, James Cook. See you at the cash counter. I'm going to finish some props. I wish more props were open. I guess the injury news is kind of ruining this. So it is what it is. But I'm going to fire out a couple more plays, and I will see y'all later. Show love. Hit that follow. See you guys next time. Peace out.